Well, hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Turn 3 Racing Network. As tonight, we're here at Daytona 2007, and this is going to be another bumpy race for our drivers here in the OP Racing Super Speedway Series. And along with me here tonight is my good buddy, Dave World. Dave, how you doing out there tonight?
Doing good, KR. Doing good. Glad to be back at another one of these super speedway races. These OP racing guys put on a heck of a show week in and week out. So they should live up to their name and expectations tonight.
That they are. We're watching these guys wrap up practice here for the final few moments of practice. But before we go too much further into tonight's event, I do want to give a huge shout out to our sponsor of tonight's race, and that is David Overstreet from the Checkered Flag Motorsports team. And we're going to see if we can get a word in with Dave. Dave, you got your ears on, bud?
Yeah, I got you.
Well, David Overstreet, you are the sponsor of tonight's race out here, and we're just looking forward to a great bit of action out on the track. What can you tell us about the Checkered Flag Motorsports team?
Checkered Flag Motorsports actually was just me when I first started. We ended up getting recruited Les Levy and David Booth and Doug Rice. We're all here together for OP, and plus we also have an alliance with Alliance Motorsports and a couple other leagues too. So we've actually expanded to 3 different leagues now. So.
Operating in 3 different leagues, and we're looking at your car right now of that 02 beautiful red paint scheme. Got like the old school feel to it, running the cubic inch down the side of the hood. What's your inspiration there for the paint scheme?
That is actually a replica of my last real race car. Other than the 02, I had the 15.
A replica of your real race cars. So J&J Fabrications, what can you tell us about that?
That was the people that painted the car back then, back 2008, 2007.
And what kind of car did you race?
It was a street stock / bomber in the dirt, big Impala, 78 Impala.
Very cool, man. That car looking very sharp out here tonight. What can you tell us about your chances for your team, the Checkered Flag Motorsports?
I think we have a really good chance tonight. Actually, this is a new setup. We're not running the setup we've ran all these years, so I think this is a default iRacing setup. So we don't really know what to expect until we get out here tonight. So, but I think I think we'll be all pretty good if we can stay out of trouble.
All right, man. Well, congratulations on the beautiful paint scheme, and good luck out there tonight. We'll be cheering for you. It is one of my favorite throwback paint schemes that I enjoy looking at while we watch you turn 100 laps here at Daytona.
All right, thank you, and thanks for doing a great podcast. Look forward to watching it every Tuesday.
Any other shout outs or thank yous you'd like to give?
Actually, I'd like to wish my best friend Tiffany a happy birthday if she's watching.
Well, happy birthday, Tiffany, and good luck to you out here tonight, David.
All right, thank you.
That was David Overstreet, owner of the Checkered Flag Motorsports team, giving us a quick word about what he is expecting out here tonight. And Dave, I'll tell you, I'm not sure what I'm going to expect out here tonight, but it sounds like some of these guys got their eyes on winning this race.
Well, you know, each and every night that we go out here for the OP Racing Super Speedway Series, any driver in the field has the ability to win. I mean, stay in the draft, keep it clean, keep it where you need to be at the end of these stages, keep it around for the end of it, and you could find yourself in victory lane. It's as simple as that, KR.
The only thing more simple is just, pulling off a pit road and then like driving straight to victory lane. Like, don't even do the 100 laps. Just pull into victory lane and be like, "Hey, I'm here. Where's the trophy?"
Yeah, you still got to do like a little like Legends Oval to get back around through the gate to it. I don't know if you've ever been to Daytona, but there's a little gate back there you kind of got to go around. So I'm gonna make one lap.
That's too much effort. Too much effort. All right, Dave. Well, we're looking at the final 45 seconds of practice here tonight. These drivers out on this bumpy track have been feeling these cars out. As David Overstreet mentioned, we are running a new setup with these cars for these drivers. So we will see how this works out. Some of these drivers like a certain feel, and I imagine that there will be a few drivers not liking this setup.
Yeah, comfortability is everything when you're going about 200 miles an hour. Being comfortable when you turn into that corner, knowing that the car is going to stay under you, it's a good feeling to have. And when it's not quite there, it's pretty sketchy.
Countdown now into the final few seconds of practice. That means we're getting ready to go into qualifying. We'll try and bring you all the drivers in this qualifying session as they hit the track. We've got quite the field out here for you tonight. And the first cars out on the track, that is going to be the 15 of Alex Green rolling out there. The green flag flies on this qualifying session. And Dave, why don't you take it away for us as we watch Alex get up to speed?
Yeah, Alex, still not quite up on the racing surface just yet. Coming around turns 1 and 2. Probably after he hits that blend line, gonna go out there to that outside wall, keep it wound up for the first lap. Probably that first time lap as well, and then cut it down there to the bottom as usual. A couple other drivers looks like are heading out there. The 04 of Mark Mann. Also out there, James Mayer in the 95. David Overstreet, your sponsor for tonight's race, out there on track as well, turning his qualifying laps. But Alex Green still trying to get back to the finish line to start his first time lap here at KR. So a bunch of different drivers out there already. You see Alex hugging the wall still.
Alex up on the high side. Doug Rice in the 35 machine just now rolling out on track. That 35 has had a solid season, had some good runs, just has not had the finishes to back them up. Did pick up a win earlier in the season. Looking to go back to victory lane. It has been a minute since we've seen him in that victory lane. Several other drivers looking for their first win of the season. One of those being the 62 of Les Levy. Les, always one to keep an eye on the Facebook side of things for when he announces his paint schemes and the reasoning behind them. Always a good laugh. We appreciate the good laughs because, you know, well, I feel bad for Dave because he's got to share the booth with me.
Sometimes it's not a bad thing, but sometimes it's not necessarily a good thing. It's a struggle because we can't count and I can't talk, so you know how that goes.
That's a tough life. The 04 of Mark Mann out on track. And as is our Monday night tradition, Mark, yeah, go get him out there in qualifying. James Mayer in the 95 machine. He has jumped to the top of the speed charts. However, not everyone has turned in their fastest lap time just yet. And now David Booth in the 77 going to move up to the top. We have a new quick time by the 77 of David Booth with a 49.078. Alex Green sitting in second. Who you watching, Dave?
I'm taking a look at the fast number 4, Rick Seabrands, crossing the line for his first time lap to begin, hugging that outside wall, entering turns 1 right now. Also looking like Cody Levitt's out there on track in that 38 as well. Not quite sure what lap Cody's on quite yet, but Rick Seabrands coming down the back stretch for his first time lap.
That blue Yeti 4 machine, always a threat. Put it in victory lane when we show up on these super speedways. Another good run here, the 16 of 4 Sparks. Right now he is sitting in 4th place. Haven't got to see a lot of Forrest this season. Glad to see him out here tonight.
Also the 11 there, KR, Chase Berry out there on track. It's going to be interesting to see who actually gets the pole with Rod Flag stepping away from the track. We have most of these guys being able to dodge a bullet. Rod, one of those guys that used to just steal the pole left and right from everybody. So David Booth crossing his fingers that nobody's going to be as fast as Rod would have been if he might have been here.
Chase Swery in the 11 machine. Right now he's qualified for 12th place. He is on his fast lap. He's hugging that yellow line. Doug Rice in the 35 machine. Good enough for 9th place for the moment. We'll see how that plays out for him. The 12 machine of Tristan Walker out on track. Walker, a big fan of Ryan Blaney, always trying to run similar paint scheme. Right now, that paint scheme is the blue and white Dent Wizard machine. See what kind of time Tristan Walker can lay down here tonight.
Nice, clean looking paint job there for Tristan. I'm kind of digging it there. I seen a Punisher paint scheme out there earlier, and man, does that look good.
That would be the 84 of Aspen Belvin. Huge fan of the Punisher. Always has Punisher paint scheme on his car. Big fan as well. I do like his paint schemes when he's got the Punisher skull on them.
Yeah, I think I'm just a big nerd there, KR. I like a lot of the comic book stuff like that. You know, I'm a big fan of Mark Mann's Batman scheme too. So good to see that kind of stuff out there on track, still around for people to enjoy.
David McCullough in the 2 machine running a green monster paint scheme here tonight. Working with his teammate Kenneth McCullough. Well, not in qualifying, but they will be working together. But 2 drivers representing White Trash Racing out here tonight. We are missing Chris McCullough. Hope he can make it back here on Monday nights as soon as possible. But these 2 drivers representing the WTR, really not too afraid to mix it up. They will utilize that 3rd lane, and if there isn't room, well, they'll make room.
They'll find a way. I promise you at some point tonight, KR. I'm willing to bet. Well, I'll take a bet right now with you. First stage, before halfway, we're calling 3 wide with the McCulloughs out there.
Bet a cold beer on it?
Sure, you have a beer, I'll drink a Red Bull. How about that?
Sounds good to me. Right now we're watching the 7 machine of Josh Milam as he tries to get up to speed. Hugging that wall all the way around. Milam from the Fuel Sim Racing stable, FSR. Some people like to call them freaking slow racers. That's just me. I like to do that because, you know, they are. No, they're not. Very talented drivers in that group right there. Always capable of winning. We'll see if Josh Milam or Hunter Reynolds has a shot at it here tonight.
Hunter Reynolds gonna have to pick up quite a bit, about a half a second for his 2nd lap, which usually here at Daytona or Talladega ends up being your fastest lap. Hugging that yellow line pretty close through 1 and 2 down the backstretch this time. Just not sure he's gonna have that much of a pickup, 5 to 6 tenths of a second. Steal that pole away from the 12 of Tristan Walker.
David McCullough jumping up to 3rd place in that 2 machine. Great qualifying run for him. Guys, as these cars start to post their qualifying times, we're going to watch Hunter Reynolds cross the line. We'll see where he posts up as the 26 machine is going to go from 20th up to 6th place. So a good run for him. And now it is time for our national anthem. Guys, please join us in honoring this country.
We take you down onto the track for our opening ceremonies.
Ladies and gentlemen, please rise. Please remove your hats.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous flight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Qualifying is wrapped up. It is time to go through our starting lineup here tonight. On row number 1, Christian Walker in the 12 machine, picking up the pole position here tonight with a fast lap of a 49.044. On his outside will be the 89 of Ken McCullough Jr. Row number 2 will be the 7 of Josh Milam and the 2 of David McCullough, and already the White Trash Racing drivers will be starting on the outside lane, nose to tail. Row number 3 will be the 4 of Rick Seabrands and the 26 of Hunter Reynolds. Row 4 will be the 11 of Chase Swery and the 77 of David Booth. Row 5 will be the 51 of Travis Elliott and the 52 of Sean McCarrick.
Starting inside row number 6, the 15 of Alex Green and the 04 of Mark Mann. Row number 7, the 16 of Forrest Sparks, 84 of Aspen Belvin. Row number 8, the 95 of James Mayer, followed by the 02 of David Overstreet. Row number 9, the 62 of Les Levy, the 116 of Mike Schultz. Sorry about that, Mike. Row number 10, the 38 of Cody Levitt, 35 of Douglas Rice.
Row 11 will be the 14 of Cody Eldred and the 10 of Robert Duvendak. Row 12 will be the 1 machine of Mark Vega. Well, he scored there. Mark Vega being our race control here tonight. And the 97 of Thomas Gold. Row 13 will be the 82 of Daniel Harrington and the 07 of Scott Bellum. And bringing up the tail end of the field here tonight will be the 24 machine of Will Weber. Guys, that is our starting lineup here tonight. Drivers starting to roll around for their 1 lap of parading. And this is actually the closest we'll see these guys running all night long. Or the furthest apart, I should say, the furthest apart they will be running all night long. They are at a nice, slow, steady pace of about 80 miles an hour. Once this thing goes green flag racing, we'll be up near 200 miles an hour, sailing off into the corners on this very bumpy Daytona track. That means these drivers are going to have to pick up their elbows, pull their lap belts a little tighter, maybe the shoulder straps a bit tighter, get sunk down in that seat, and hold on for dear life. That Ford Mustang is about ready to peel off, and we go green flag racing for the Checkered Flag Motorsports 250 here tonight. Pace car is down and away. The 12 machine of Tristan Walker on the loud pedal, and away we go. First lap underway, green flag flying, and these drivers already trying to find a good spot to run as they head off into 1 and 2 side by side.
Familiar face out there on the outside, the 0-2. Making hay already, giving a good push to the 89 of, I believe that's Kenneth McCullough. He's giving that push to. Can't see it on the screen right now. Hunter Reynolds out there on the outside as well. Outside line gaining speed going into turn 3. Looks like they're going to be able to clear him.
Hunter Reynolds in the 26, last week's race winner, looking for another opportunity to make it 2 in a row, and if he can't get it, he said he is going to try and help his teammate Josh Milam in the 7 machine pick up a win on the season as well. These FSR drivers trying to get themselves cemented into the playoff contention.
A lot of drivers still up there in that lead pack. Doesn't look like we're going to have too many people laying back. About our top 15 or 16, all still within 1 second of each other as we're working just lap number 2. Those McCullough boys have made it out front and back down to the bottom lane, leaving Hunter Reynolds out there high and dry with help only from David Booth on the outside. Looks like they may get a run here though, KR.
David Booth in the 77, the second car in the outside lane. We got 4, maybe 5 cars now trying to work that outer groove. That is the 84 Aspen Belvin, 4th car in that line, the 02 of David Overstreet, trying to close the gap to him and make that a 5-car strong outer lane. Meanwhile, at the back here, from the middle on back, these drivers starting to get a little separated, a little discombobulated. The 35 of Doug Rice working the outer lane, and the 14 of Cody Eldred. Those guys not really joined up yet. And we see a lot of drivers now wiggling around.
Here we go, lead change after the lead change, KR. Hunter Reynolds took it. Oh, wreck at the front.
Big stack up at the front as the 77 of David Booth took the lead, and this is going to cause everyone to scatter. Big pile up here heading into turn number 1 on lap 4. Let's back this up. Let's go to our turn 3 instant replay. Chase Berry in the 11 pushing on the 77 of David Booth. Just gets into his quarter panel there, and then it is every man for themselves as they all tried to find somewhere to not hit somebody. Take another look at this here from the blimp. Few drivers got through it that were up at the front. It looks like everyone else comes piling in. Go on board with James Mayer in the 95 machine. Just out of the tri-oval as they were getting close to turn 1. Mayer trying to find a way through. Minor contact with Mike Schultz in the 116. So big stack up here, and coming in stage number 1. Just on the edge of our fuel run here, so I expect to see everyone on pit road.
Yeah, another one happens early once again, so that's gonna open up that fuel window for all of the drivers. Really, they should be able to make it from here to the end of stage number 1 on lap 25 on this last pit stop here, or what could be the last pit stop. But we get another caution. I would imagine most of these guys are going to come back down and get some more tires.
Tires will probably play a role out here in this Daytona 2007 track. We'll have to see how it all plays out. Everyone hitting their pit boxes. Splash of fuel for Hunter Reynolds. He is going to win the race off of pit road. Kenneth McCullough Jr. off second. Rick Sebrands coming off in third. Mike Schultz did not hit pit road. Don't know if he was trying to lead a lap or if he just wasn't going to hit pit road just yet, but there is some heavy damage on that 116 machine. It is missing the front clip.
Oh yeah, there are parts and pieces laying all over the track from that 116. I'm sure it's just a move to try to lead one lap. Unfortunately, I don't think he's going to be able to cross that start-finish line before Hunter Reynolds is able to pass him by again. So not sure he's actually going to end up getting that lap led. Sure, he doesn't want to stay out there with the front end looking like that in front of the leaders.
Well, Mike Schultz, he's got to hit pit road. That got to work on some damage. Got to make sure that that fast repair is not checked, as these drivers all have one fast repair. If you don't have to use it this early in the race, you do not want to. Schultz looking like he's going to hit pit road this time. That will give the lead to the 26 of Hunter Reynolds. Sitting in second will be the 89 of Kenneth McCullough. Those two will restart on the front row.
Going back, KR, looking over that last caution, just judging off of pit times here, looks like we've got at least 8 or 9 cars with some heavy damage. So we're probably going to see 2 packs, not quite what they wanted to do, but gonna stick it out, keep that fast repair in their pockets. A lot of these drivers are going to be limping around for a long time here tonight at Daytona.
Yeah, if you don't have to use that fast repair to stay out there to keep racing, it's a good strategy call to just try and repair the damage enough that you don't go a lap down. And some of these guys, lap 4, a little early to be having these issues, but they'll find a way to make it back through.
Yeah, the worst thing though is when you go down and you try to get it fixed and you just keep losing too much time to packed up leaders, and you end up going a lap down or 2 laps down, and even with the stages you just can't quite make it up sometimes. But the good thing these drivers have going for them is a pace lap around Daytona takes pretty close to, I would say, about 2 minutes or so. So they're going to be able to fix a lot of damage before they have to worry about getting off the pit road. Probably make a stop with 1 to go, come out maybe a half a lap behind the leaders, and full throttle, hopefully make it back to the field when they go back green. So a lot of guys going to use every second they absolutely can.
The Ford machine of Rick Sebrands peeling off for pit road at the last second, buying for some more repairs, I assume. They all trying to get what they can out of these cars. Lights have gone out on the Ford Mustang. And Dave, it's still the Mustang out there. Our cries for the Chevy Silverado to lead this field has once again been ignored.
Yeah. I told you they just don't like us. All of them act like they like us when they talk to us, but they really don't like us, man.
That's all right. You know, if we were in charge of the league, there obviously would be a superb vehicle leading this field of talented drivers. Fortunately, we're marred with a Ford Mustang.
Yeah, although old school Mustangs are a lot better than what we deal with nowadays, but that's a whole different story. A lot of things that are older are a lot better than what we deal with nowadays, but we won't get into all that.
All right, lights are out on the pace car. Hunter Reynolds on the inside for this restart. On his outside will be the 89 machine, piloted by Kenneth McCullough Jr. Row number 2 going to be made up of the 12 machine of Tristan Walker and the 02 of David Overstreet. So several teams represented right here in the first 4 positions. And pace car is off. Hunter Reynolds in control of the field. Green flag is out, and we are back underway. Lap 9 in the books.
And Hunter Reynolds gets a huge jump over Tristan Walker. I'm not sure that's going to work out in his favor. Kenneth McCullough starting to come back around on the outside with help from David Overstreet. I believe that is Cody Eldred in the 14 out there, third car in line on the outside. There you see Kenneth McCullough getting that run down the backstretch. Not quite clearing Hunter being able to get down there, so Hunter's going to keep fighting on the inside as they enter turn 3 and 4.
David McCullough was down below the yellow line there, didn't like what he was seeing, had to bail out. Lost a few positions while he was down there. Gathers it back in. Everyone's keeping their nose clean for the moment. The 2 machine now has got to start making his way back to the front of this field. Hunter Reynolds, though, in the 26, having the lead here. Can anyone muster enough energy to get around him?
Not quite sure. Those 3 cars are going to be working well enough to get by there. You see the 14 struggling to stay on the back of David Overstreet's bumper. He's having no problem pushing Kenneth McCullough out there on the outside, but those 4 cars on the inside lane with closer gaps, they seem to be able to keep the speed up. There you see when the 14 got closer, that outside line kind of surged forward just a little bit to break even with that inside line. This is the type of yo-yoing seesawing you're going to see all night long out of these guys. Hunter Reynolds still hugging that bottom, trying to pull forward, now clears both lanes completely.
Side by side, this lead pack has broken away from the field. They are trying to get some separation here. Meanwhile, behind them, drivers all over the track trying to find some room to run. But we have 7 cars pulling away. The 14 of Cody Eldred, the 3rd car in that upper lane. He was at the back of the field here before the yellow, took full advantage of this pit stop and gained a lot of track position. Now he is trying to work with the 02 of David Overstreet and the 89 of Kenneth McCullough.
Also, KR looking back at the 4 of Rick Sebrands. He restarted after rejoining the track, hitting there with 1 to go. In 13th position, dropped 5 spots since this restart. It just seems to be, I don't know, just hanging out or stuck, one of the 2. Back there in the back, 18th, 19th, David McCullough in 19th. So just kind of hanging out. He's got good company, but not where I thought I'd see him.
Not quite yet, but he'll get there, especially if he stays hooked up with the 4 and the 10. Those drivers all have a nose to sniff out the way to get to the front. David McCullough now sitting in a 4-car little group there. The 95 of James Mayer, the 62 of Wes Levy trying to get in on the action as well. Mayer in that Miller Lite 95 machine got some work to do here tonight. He finds himself in 20th spot, but still very early in the race. We're going to see a lot of these drivers work their way to the front. A lot of drivers fall to the back. Still super early here as we're just now about halfway through stage number 1.
Definitely going to see a lot of comers and goers here tonight at Daytona. Sorry for the vocabulary. My My goodness.
Yeah,
Alex
well,
Green's starting to.
We're gonna have to
catch
talk
up.
about how many times you say definitely.
See, I tried to just keep going and ignore it, but I couldn't help myself. Oh man.
Indeed, it is a hard word to avoid.
Well, I was just agreeing. A lot of people are going to move from the back to the front, from the front to the back. The 116, no clip, just a few laps ago. Now he's up beside the 04 of Mark Mann. That's for 7th and 8th position. Alex Green was back just a little bit from the field. He is caught back up. Looks like Rick Seabrands and all of his group are only about a second and a half back now. So everybody's starting to come together as we're down to about 11 laps left here in stage number 1.
Hunter Reynolds and Kenneth McCullough leading the field here, inside and outside lanes respectively. We have all our drivers that for one on the lead lap. Josh Milam in the 7 finds himself 7 laps down. He is still out there, still trying to drive around, as we got an incident on the front stretch as they came off of turn number 4. Cars sideways and spinning. Mark Mann in the 04, David Overstreet in the 02, and another big incident here before we even get through stage 1. Overstreet grabs a gear, gets rolling. Alex Green in the 15 also caught up in it. Let's back this up. Let's go to our replay. See if we can figure out what happened here. Overstreet got a little high, washed up into the wall, collects the 97 of Thomas Gold, 15 of Alex Green, and the 04 of Mark Mann. So David Overstreet in the 02, 2 incidences for him here tonight that he has been caught up in. Not having the race that he was hopeful for in the pre-race interview he gave us.
No, not a good night for our title sponsor for the evening. David Overstreet having lots of trouble. Thought that all kind of began a little bit before that, though. KR looked like the 14 of Cody Eldrick kind of made it 3 wide. Got David Overstreet kind of stuck out there, if you will. Nobody out there with him, and that's when he went up, tagged the wall a little bit, came back down, collected a few other cars. Here we go. A lot of cars already damaged twice. 16 laps into this thing. Gonna be a long night. A lot of Advil is gonna be eaten tonight.
Yeah, you don't want to tear your car up early, and we have seen 2 big stack ups here in stage number 1. These drivers know what's on the line as the playoffs are creeping closer and closer. So guys, we're gonna step away for a minute. We'll be right back after this.
Racing. You wanted the best, you got him 4 abreast. Often imitated, never duplicated. The greatest show on dirt, the World of Outlaws.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, as the field is starting to form up. The lights have failed on the Ford Mustang once again. Hopefully it'll hit pit road this time and be serviced, because it is just too much to have something working for more than 3 laps on that Ford Mustang. On the inside will be the 82 of Daniel Harrington for row number 1. Robert Duvendak in the 10 machine, going to be restarting on his outside. Rick Seabrands in the 4, going to restart inside row number 2. And on his outside, the 2 machine of David McCullough, as these drivers work their way down the backstretch here. Dave, we've already seen heavy contact, 2 incidences in stage number 1. This Daytona bumpy track really throwing these drivers for a loop and causing some issues here early on.
Goes back to what we were talking about there for a little bit in happy hour and in qualifying. The comfortability factor when driving these cars, going across those bumps. You're not happy with the way the car feels. It's going to be even tougher night for you. So a lot of these drivers struggling right now, struggling with the new setup as well. So have to wait and see what happens when we have 6 laps when we go back green.
Daniel Harrington, check his stream out at Demon Tech 82 over on Twitch. Got a clear field of view for the moment, but here we go. Pace car is off, green flag is out. Duvendak spun his tires a little bit there. That is going to stack the first 3 cars up behind him, and the inside lane having a clear advantage on this restart. Rick Seabrands in the 4, pushing that 82 machine out front. Will Seabrands or James Mayer make a move to the outside? And there it is. Both of them make their moves to the outside. They are going to motor on past 82 of Daniel Harrington. New leader Rick Seabrands down the backstretch. Can he make it to the line as the race leader, as he is now out front? Duvendak, though, has recovered, still sitting in 3rd place. First car in the outside lane, the 95 of James Mayer, gonna stay behind the 4 for the moment, as they're gonna race to the line here. And now we're looking at 4 laps to go in stage number 1.
Only 4 laps to go, and look who's coming on that outside line, the 89 of Kenneth McCullough to join David McCullough, pushing the 10 of Robert Duvendak on the outside. I would imagine these guys may stick it 3 wide here in a lap or 2. Hunter Reynolds starting to join the party as well. They're side by side for the lead. Duvendak has the advantage going into 3. Will that inside lane pull back? Yes, it does. Rick Seabrands pulls even once again.
Sparks flying off these cars as they go bouncing through the corners. All the downforce, all the pressure going through these tires, bottoming out the cars on the racetrack, upsetting the cars as they scrape along this surface, really making these drivers work for it. And the 89 machine of Kenneth McCullough taking us through the front stretch as we were on board with him. Now we're once again looking at these drivers as they run side by side. They know they're coming to the end of stage number 1. They also know that every point matters as we are inching closer to our playoff standings here in season number 3. These drivers all letting it hang out right now.
Chase heating up, end of stage heating up. Robert Duvendak with a good run through the front trioval. Well, that's the only place they really have triovals, but never mind that. On the outside, leads that lap again. 2 laps to go here. stage number 1, Rick Seabrand's fighting back on that inside lane with help from James Mayer. Daniel Harrington. Will that outside lane finally go 3 wide, or will they be content pushing the 10 of Robert Duvendak to the end of the stage?
A lap and a half to go here in stage number 1. The 4 Seabrands with a good run through the bottom of 3 and 4. James Mayer in the 95 stuck solidly to his back bumper. Here they come to take the final lap in stage number 1. The checkered flag for this stage will fly when they cross the start-finish line. And these drivers all doing what they need to do to position themselves as good as they can. Right now, it doesn't look like there is a whole lot of room to make a move. The 89 machine trying to find some room, thinking about going 3 wide here. Not panning out for the moment. He is going to slide back in, and they are still drag racing side by side, trying to bring it through 3 and 4. Final time in stage number 1. Who is it going to be at the line? Duvendak has it by half a car length. McCullough with a good little shot. Here comes Rick Seabrands, but his momentum was not enough. And I believe Duvendak in the 10 is going to win stage number 1.
Heck of a finish. Looked like the end of the race, the end of these stages week in and week out. These OP racing super speedway drivers, I tell you what, KR, putting on a show all the time. Got drivers out there with heavy damage. They don't care. They still just stay in the gas. And I'm telling you, if you don't like this style racing or love what you're seeing, then just go to sleep.
Can I just take a nap anyways? Adulting is too hard.
Power nap.
Power nap. All right, 3-second power nap. I am done.
Refreshing.
All right, stage number 1 draws to a close. Duvendak official from Race Control as our stage winner. The field tries to catch up to the pace car. Man, oh man, what an opening stage 1 that was. We'll let Duvendak hit pit road, make his pit stop, and then we'll pull him up here and get a quick word in with the driver of the 10 machine. But before we do that, Dave, man, what stage 1? We saw 2 incidences take out a big group of cars. Nobody, though, facing terminal damage. Josh Milam, the big loser in all of this, he is now finding himself 6 laps down. But this caution, he was the only one any number of laps down. He's going to get back on the lead lap. So our field he is not going to get back on the lead lap. He is going to get one of those laps back. But this field all looking tough, and everyone's out for blood here tonight.
I mean, there's only 2 ways to race this type of race. That's either out for blood or being the blood bank, I guess. I guess that's the best way to, I can say it, playing it safe. Hospital room or something like that, I don't know. But most of the time, man, these drivers, they just always seem like they're out for blood. None of them are scared. Rookies or not, they'll mix it up with the veterans up there. They make all types of wild strategy calls. We've seen drivers run out after the stage ending. So, I mean, week in and week out, I mean, they're out for everything they can get.
That they are, and let's see if we can't get a quick word in with Alliance Motorsports driver Robert Duvendak in the 10, picking up stage win number 1. Robert, you got your ears on, bud?
Yes, sir, I do. How you doing, KR?
Oh, I'm doing just fine out here tonight. You won stage number 1 in that powder blue 10 machine. Tell us about your race so far.
So far, just trying to avoid all the chaos out there. I just happened to just be hanging at the back, avoided both those wrecks, saved some fuel, and was able to stay out on that last caution to get up to the front.
Well, that 10 machine making its presence felt here tonight. Been solidly up front all race long so far. What's it going to take for you to keep that car there in the top spot?
You know, I'm kind of going to keep playing the just survive strategy here. You got to be around at the end if you want to win this. And right now I've had a kind of a rough season, so I'm going to do everything I can to get a good finish tonight.
As a rookie out here on the Monday night leagues, what have you learned about this group?
We have a lot of good drivers out here, that's for sure. It seems like every week we have a different winner. I've learned that I need to kind of take it easy, avoid these wrecks, be patient, and yeah, just survive, be around at the end.
All right, man. Well, that 10 machine has done a great job here so far in the opening stage. Any shout outs or thank yous that you feel should be handed out for this stage win?
Yeah, absolutely. I got to thank David McCullough there. He was pushing my rear bumper so hard I was holding the wheel to the point where my fingers were tingling. I got to thank, you know, your beautiful face for being out here broadcasting this for us tonight, and all my partners down there at Alliance.
Listen, Robert, praise and affirmation towards me will only get you more camera time, so knock it off.
That's not all I want, but thank you.
Besides, I have a face for radio. All right, man. Well, congratulations on stage number 1 win here tonight in the Checkered Flag Motorsports 250. Good luck to you the rest of the race. Do you think you can pull off all the stage wins here tonight?
I sure hope so. We'll see.
All right, that is the 10 machine from Alliance Motorsports. Robert Duvendak picking up the first stage of the night. So, Hans, Knights, Bishops, every one of these drivers trying to play chess at 200 miles an hour. Unfortunately, only one of them can be king for tonight, but Duvendak setting himself up here. Say, hey, I got the car to beat tonight.
Yeah, definitely starting on the right foot tonight. That's number 2. That's number 2. Starting on the right foot tonight, Robert Duvendak. So only 2 more stages for him to try to get. Went ahead and peeled off pit road. Going to top it off one more time. Try to get a little further in this stage before he has to pit. But our front 3 cars, KR, have stayed out there for about 12 laps or so. So these drivers are going to have to hit pit road a lot sooner than the rest of the field. So strategy may come into play here.
It will be interesting to see how these drivers work this strategy. These 3 drivers, Cody Levitt, Christian Walker, Chase Swery, have not made a pit stop under this stage-ending caution. They do not have enough fuel to get to the end of stage number 2. A lot of drivers peeled off at the last second to try and make it to the end of the stage without stopping. But, man, this has indeed caused a bit of difference in pit strategy.
For sure.
I had to.
I tried to say not to.
You did say not to.
Yeah, it's hard sometimes. It's hard.
Cody Levitt in the 38 machine on the inside. Pace car is off, and green flag is out. We are back underway. Tristan Walker in the 12, riding around on his outside. Chase Berry in the 11 spun his tires, dropped down to the inside, down below the yellow. That has left the 38 all alone out there. And meanwhile, the 26 and the 12 have really started to gain some momentum on that outside lane. They're going to have a good run down this backstretch. We could see the 12 machine of Tristan Walker drop down to the inside here any minute now as he is working his way very slowly to the inside. Hunter Reynolds in the 26 staying right to his back bumper.
But they're going to have to worry about company coming in the form of the 51 of Travis Elliott and the 7 Josh Milam. They had a good run down the backstretch all the way up to the rear bumper of that 26. Now at his door trying to work that outside lane. Christian Walker is your leader. Travis Elliott coming on strong with just help from one other car.
Looking out the back of Tristan Walker in this 12 machine, Travis Elliott out front, as you said, with some help from the 7 of Josh Milam. Milam trying to get another lap back the hard way. He got one back by virtue of the wave around, but he has got a lot of work to do to get back on the lead lap. He finds himself now currently 4 laps down on this field. He is, fortunately for him, the only car any laps down. Now he is out front of these drivers, hoping for a caution. That would be 2 laps if a caution came out if he's leading this thing. He'd get the 1 lap that he has right now and the wave around.
That is an excellent job counting that time, KR, and you're absolutely right about that. Gaining 2 laps, that would be the best case scenario for him right now.
So Josh Milam leading the field, scored in 26th place, 4 laps down, trying to be respectful while he is around the race leaders. But meanwhile, he has got his own race to run. He has got to find a way to get back on the lead lap. As we are nearing the halfway point of this race, he is doing what he needs to do. Daniel Harrington, though, in the 82 says, you know what, I don't care about your situation. I'm going to put you one of those laps back.
Yeah, but I think Josh is doing the best thing he could possibly do. That's leading that outside lane. That's where a lot of the runs are going to be coming from. So I got to expect that outside lane being the leader is going to help his cause to try to get the double up on those laps, getting back or robbing the laps back, however you would like to word it. I think that's his best chance and opportunity. If you go down to that bottom, you're probably going to get boxed in. You see him now back to where he would have that 2 lap back. Caution were to fly here, so I would stick right where he was at if I was him.
We go on board with the 7 machine. Josh Milam started 3rd, got caught up in the first incident of the night. Had a rough go very early on, has not given up at all here tonight. Now you see he's dropped down to that inside lane, putting himself in a box, as you mentioned. I don't know if that was a good move, but it is going to be something that helps him hold off the rest of the field. So, man, he is in a tough spot. I do not envy him, but he is making it work for the moment.
As long as he stays in one lane, I think most of these drivers behind him aren't going to mind. But when he starts trying to block, or if he starts trying to block that outside run, that's when things are going to get a little hairy. Wonder if he thought maybe that 97 of Thomas Gold couldn't lead that outside lane up around him. So that's why he chose to go with the 82 of Daniel Harrington, as he's still out there leading the pack. Not leading the field, but the pack. Drivers starting to make pit stops. Travis Elliott, I believe, is one of those.
Several drivers hitting pit road. 4 cars on pit road, led by the 38 of Cody Levitt, the 11 of Chase Swery, and the 12 of Tristan Walker. Those drivers all on pit road. Meanwhile, we have got some different pit strategies here shaping up. Here in stage number 2, Josh Milam finding himself 4 laps down, holding on for dear life to the front of this field. And that is exactly what he needs to be doing. He cannot pull away from these guys, but he can hope for a caution and earn himself a free pass and get one of these laps back and hard way, but here comes the 89 of Kenneth McCullough Jr. on the outside. He is going to have a charge as he heads off into 1 and 2 and take over the top spot as Thomas Gold in 97 pushing him.
I tell you what, somebody's got to check those white trash racing cars out, because I've seen Thomas Gold tried it for 3 laps, couldn't make any ground up on Josh Milam. The minute Kenneth McCullough got outside there, he went straight on by. So I don't know. It's whoever they've been pushing or has been pushing them seems to go right to the front. You see Josh Hartley decides to go with the 2 of David McCullough. Watch this outside line go to the front.
Josh Milam pushing the 2 machine of David McCullough as he is working the outside line. Thomas Gould in the 97 on the inside lane. Gould, a rookie out here tonight. Not just tonight. Good grief, Dave. I'll tell you what, the words that I'm saying, just not feeling it. I'm gonna start over. Hi, how y'all doing? Welcome to turn 3. Yeah, no, maybe? All right.
And I told you, there it is, outside lane. David McCullough slides down right across the nose. That 97 to take the lead. Now Josh Milam finds himself leading that outside lane with help from Mike Schultz in the 116. I believe that's Sean McCarrick, 52, that's joining him.
McCarrick in the 52 making his presence felt. 3rd car in the outside lane. Josh Milam, though, however, cannot be satisfied with leading this outside lane. He's got to be leading this pack of drivers when this stage ends or when the yellow flies. He is doing everything he can to make that happen, trying to find a way back to the lead lap. But David McCullough in the 2 machine, your race leader, down on the inside with the 97, helping him around the track. 89 of Kenneth McCullough, 3rd car in that inside lane. These drivers all know stage number 2 is going to end at lap 50 when they cross the start-finish line. Should a caution fall that would overlap that, whoever was leading when the caution flag flies would be our stage winner. So Milam has got to be in front at all times, and right now he is all by himself. He has lost everybody to that inside lane.
And he's also got to be worried about what's just out front of this lead pack. Pack of 7 drivers that pitted earlier, led by Cody Levitt and Robert Grudendak. They're starting to mix it up amongst themselves just a little bit, so that's going to slow them down. That lead pack should start catching them. I'm not sure if that lead pack can make it on fuel. I believe they should be able to. Going to be really close, so these drivers in danger of going a lap down themselves, and that would hurt Josh Milam's cause here.
Several drivers hitting pit road, and unfortunately for Josh Milam, he is no longer the only car scored 1 lap down. Christian Walker, Aspen Belvin finding themselves trapped a lap down here right at the moment. Daniel Harrington in the 82, your race leader. He has not hit pit road this time. We saw a lot of drivers peel off, break away for pit stops. In fact, it looks like it was about half the field that did that. And now the 77 of David Booth out front. He is going to try and lead a lap here. When will these guys hit pit road? They might just have enough fuel to make it to the end of this thing. It would be pretty darn close for them.
Yeah, I don't think they're going to come. I don't think they're coming down pit road. Alex Green, I think Douglas Rice also have the chance to make it. I'm not sure they're going to come down pit road, take any fuel think if I'm about third or fourth in line right here, I'm definitely, I'm for sure gonna be half throttle down the backstretch and saving every bit that I can.
Well, the 77's out front, so well, I gotta do it. I gotta do it. That one's for the 77 leading the race. Hopefully the 77 will find a way to victory lane, as we got a few more drivers hitting pit road this time. But David Booth taking us for a ride. As you can see, this green flag pit stop cycle has really spread the field out, but we have several large packs. So by spread out, it's not single car packs, it's big car packs.
And up front with David Booth. Interesting to see Alex Green go down pit road, because they have the same amount of laps out there on this green flag run. His crew obviously saying they weren't sure if they could make it. David Booth's team saying, go out there and get them. Scratch that, coming to pit road. Les Levy also joins them.
David Booth in the 77 hitting pit road from the lead. Les Levy in the 62 charging in front of him. A little bit stronger pit road entrance for the 62 machine. Maybe a little bit too fast. We'll see if he gets caught speeding or not. Meanwhile, the 82 of Daniel Harrington, when he comes around, he will be scored the race leader, but he is going to get swallowed up. We got contact in the back. The 14 of Cody Eldred going around. Alex Green trying to slow down. That looks like the 116 of Mike Schultz getting involved. And this is going to bring out the caution here in the middle of stage number 2. We go to our turn 3 instant replay. See what happened here. Schultz got into the wall, tags the 14 of Cody Eldred, and a 2-car spin is really going to mess up everyone's plans.
Shakes up a lot of different things right there. Josh Milam may come out of this thing still getting 1 lap back, so him racing hard, pitting when he pitted, with the rest of the guys not falling another lap behind. Still 4 laps down, should be able to get a wave around here to go to only 3 laps down. So perseverance is the word of the day.
Field trying to get caught up to the pace car. We'll see how this plays out for the 7 of Josh Milam. Have not heard yet if that is a stage-ending caution. It is going to be very close if it is not. Possibly looking at the 38 of Cody Levitt as our stage 2 winner. Just waiting on race control to let us know how this is going to shake down. This caution coming out in the middle of green flag pit stops. It's really thrown a mess into everyone's plans and whatnot.
Yes and no. I mean, what this is going to do is put everybody back pretty much on the same fuel strategy, but we're going to have the most amount of laps left in a stage all night, with the last stage, stage number 3, final stage, however you want to call it, coming out with about probably 49 to 50 laps left. So look for a strategy to possibly still come into play later on here. Les Levy, though, up there, up in the top, it looks like, unless all my timing and scoring is all messed up, KR, because everything just flashed.
I think it's a little messed up. I haven't scored in 19th place, but we won't hold it against you, as anytime a caution flies under green flag pit stops, everything can be a bit crazy. It looks like the 26 of Hunter Reynolds getting waved by the pace car. That is not what Josh Milam wanted to see. So Hunter Reynolds getting the wave around in the 26 machine. All right, so no one hitting pit road this time, except for a few drivers in the back of the field. I do not know. I'm waiting on race control. We'll see what happens here. It is going to be very close. And oh man, what a stage 2 that was. Or is. Still
Or
don't know.
will be. Or will be.
Or will be. The 38 of Cody Levitt, though, right now, he is out front. Gonna have enough fuel probably to make it to the end of this stage. I've been told by race control it will be a 1-lap shootout.
Man, as if we needed any reason to kick up the intensity level here before we end stage number 2. There you have it. Race control confirmed by KR. 1-lap shootout to end the stage. A lot of these drivers up front, like Cody Levitt, got caught a lap down. Not Cody Levitt, I'm sorry. Les Levy, right in front of Cody right now. Gonna get a wave around here with 1 to go. Get back up to the field. Try to come up through it. See what happens. A lot of drivers probably gonna just hang it all out here like it's the end of this thing.
I have several drivers waiting for the wave around of the pace cars. They are trapped between the pace car and our race leader, the 38 of Cody Leavitt. These drivers. These drivers, I said Cody's name wrong.
Just leave it. Just leave it.
Oh my gosh. I'm gonna get fired. They're gonna fire me. Hey, if they fire me, I'm gonna tell them you made me do it.
But you can't fire yourself, can you?
I can do what I want. Shoot, not do what I want. Alright, lights are still on pace car. Race control has said it is a 1-lap shootout. So I imagine that they are going to hold off the lap 50 mark for a lap to make it this 1-lap shootout. As I said, the lights are still on the pace car. Once the lights go out, we know we have 1 lap around, and it looks like the lights should go out this time by. Everyone should have enough fuel to make it on this strategy.
Yeah, I don't believe there's anybody that's not going to make it on fuel through this 1-lap shootout to end stage number 2. But what this does do is open up possibilities. I've already said it 3 or 4 times for the fuel run here. Because if we get another caution for the stage end after that 1-lap shootout, you're looking at stretching it maybe to lap 60 before we go green flag racing once again. So that's only 40 laps. Get about 21 or so laps of fuel per fuel run. So be able to make it on one stop if you really want to.
Yeah, depending on how much fuel you can save, drivers expect anywhere from 18 to 20 laps on fuel. But it does put you in a tough position here. Do you come down pit road, sacrifice some track position here in this stage ending caution, or do you plan big picture and hold on to some fuel for as long as you can, hit pit road at the absolute second and then make it a one more stop race.
If I'm on top of the box right now, I'm telling my driver, just go get it to the stage end. After that, bring it down to me. We'll bring it back down, top it off with 1 to go. Get back up to the field. Just stay in the draft and save me all you can. And that would be my approach for the rest of the race if I was on top of a box. But I'm not. I'm up here in a booth. Probably should be in a padded cell somewhere, but instead they let me out to play with you.
They keep me in a padded cell while I do these broadcasts. How'd you get out of one?
Well, I'm back in one if I'm with you.
Cody Levitt in the 38-year race leader. Green flag is out. We're back underway for a one-lap shootout. Levitt did not get going. Man, oh man, on that outside lane, Travis Elliott in the 51 has got a great run. Now he's got to only worry about the 82 of Daniel Harrington getting to his back bumper. Rick Seabrand's in the 4, looking like he's going to make something happen on the outside lane with a good run down the backstretch. Who's it going to be in this one-lap shootout to determine stage number 2? Everyone formed back up. Here comes the 38 of Cody Levitt. He is working his way back to the front, and he has got the lead after a dismal restart. Here he comes onto the front stretch, and this is going to be a close one as they are working their way through the tri-oval, and the 51 is going to get it, maybe? I think it was Travis Elliott at the line. That was way too close to call.
Another close stage finish here for the OP Racing Super Speedway drivers. Man, I'll tell you what, Cody, I didn't think he was going to be able to come back. I actually was looking back there at Rick Seabrands and Robert Duvendak with big push. Looked like the 38 came up, kind of broke that draft a little bit, ducked back down to the bottom, just held what he could down there, but Travis Elliott gets the push in the last 500 yards. Take the stage win. We'll wait on confirmation from that, but I believe it will go to the 51 of Travis Elliott.
And race control is confirming the 51 of Travis Elliott picking up stage number 2 in a one-lap shootout for the stage win. What a wild finish that was. Field forming up behind the pace car. We're going to let these guys hit road before we break their concentration with an interview. Travis Elliott in the 51 machine. You know, he has got 2 wins on the season, has locked himself into chase contention. But if he can keep another strong contender from getting into the chase by picking up another win for any number of situations, you know, these drivers, points matter to these guys, and teams are important as well. But in the end, they are all out there for themselves and doing everything they need to do to win a race week in and week out.
Yeah, we see that play out week in and week out here on Turn 3 Racing Network, but we also see it play out in real life. These drivers will try to work with their teammates as much as they can and have their team orders and do what they can, but bottom line is you're out there to win for your team, your sponsors, your championship. So at some point in time at the end of these stages and at the end of these races, it's me time, and that's all that really matters.
Everyone on the pit road here trying to get what they can. First one off of pit road will be the 26 of Hunter Reynolds. Great pit stop for him. Travis Elliott going to come off second. Let's see if we can't get a word in with the driver of the 51 machine. From JSI Motorsports, that is Tristan Walker. Or I'm sorry, not Tristan Walker. I have messed that up. I grabbed the wrong guy. Travis Elliott in the 51 machine getting stage 2 done. Christian, congratulations on stage number 2, man. That was a wild one-lap shootout.
Yeah, that'd be cool if this was Tristan, but this is Travis. But yeah, it was a lot of fun on that one-lap shootout, though.
Man, oh man, I'll tell you what, I'm too wound up from that stage in to click buttons correctly, so I apologize. But Travis, nice job out there. Cody seemed to have pulled away from you, and then all of a sudden you had to charge back, and then, you know, vice versa, and it all got swapped around, and somehow you came out on top.
Yeah, I think the track temp is like 125 or something like that. I think I heard somebody say. So worn tires, the tires spin. That's what happened on that start there. But you know, coming out of turn 2, when I had that big gap and Daniel was coming up on my bumper, I was expecting him to try to like do a little crossover move and go to the bottom, but he stayed behind me, which is really cool. Thanks to him for that. And you know, this top line up here is it's fast coming out of the turns, and I just got a great run compared to the bottom lane.
So is that something you're putting into your notebook, possibly for a move to win this race?
Oh yeah, that's something that we noticed when about like lap 10, we noticed that outside line was just moving with like 3 or 4 cars, and they were just flying up to the front compared to everybody on the bottom. And it's just because these cars are so bumpy on the bottom, they're a handful, and when you get higher up in the track, it smooths out a little bit more and you carry your momentum out of the turns better. So yeah, it's definitely something that keeping in the back of the head.
Now, the setup here tonight is a little bit different than what we have ran, as this is a fixed setup league. How is this playing into your favor?
You know, the car is pretty good. I don't want to say it's great just because it's 07 and there's going to be bumps, but it handles well. Compared to last time we were here at 07, you know, the front ends would dig into the ground, would bounce up the track, and then get the rear ends loose. But it's definitely a lot nicer than before, for sure.
Well, Travis, you're trying to win race number 3 on the season and picking up stage number 2 along the way. You think you got a shot at this race here tonight?
I always like to think that I have a shot at the end of the race. As long as I'm still running, you know, I'm still going to be out here trying to get a win.
All right, Travis Elliott, before we let you go, shout outs, thank yous for this stage win.
Yeah, shout outs to my teammates, JSI, Tristan, Chase, Cody, Aspen, and I think that's everybody there, and just you guys for putting on the broadcast to show what our league can do each Monday.
All right, that is Travis Elliott from the JSI Motorsports stable, picking up stage win number 2. And he mentioned these guys out here on Monday nights. If you would like to join them on Monday night, join the league under the iRacing League tabs, look for OP Racing Super Speedway Series. We'll have to join the feeder series, run a couple races there, showcase what you have. Make sure you run some clean laps, clean racing, and then you are invited into the Monday Night League. Here, this is their main league, but there's a lot of stuff going on with OP Racing, and there are a lot of facets that you can get into. And Dave, when can we see you out there?
I'm not quite sure I'm gonna get out there on the track with these boys or not. You know, I'm up in the booth with you, so I don't really get to run their feeder series, but we're gonna go green flag racing once again. Hunter Reynolds hits the gas. Travis Elliott hits the gas on the inside, side by side, back down to turn number 1. Thomas Gold pushing Hunter Reynolds on the outside. Daniel Harrington still glued to the rear bumper of Travis Elliott. just like he was when he helped them win that stage number 2. Green flag once again, lap 57 out of 100. KR, man, looks like we're seeing a little bit of separation here on the field. Do you think this is by design or just the way that restart was?
Yeah, it doesn't take much to lose some momentum and some time or distance on the track, I should say, on a restart. However, these cars really punch a big hole. They're able to suck up to the back bumper of someone who's pretty far away from you. And we'll see this field all become one big glob of drivers before too much longer. But however, up front, Christian Walker, again, Travis Elliott in the 51, battling with the 26 of Hunter Reynolds. And Travis Elliott in the 51 machine, as I said, he has got 2 wins on the season. He has locked himself into the playoffs here in this season for OP Racing Super Speedway Series. But if he can win a race, maybe keep another strong competitor who has not had a good run this season out of the championship by keeping them from winning, he is doing what he needs to do to defend that big picture and put another stamp on this OP Racing Super Speedway Series championship run.
Finds himself now behind 26 of Hunter Reynolds. Thomas Gold takes over the lead of that outside lane. You're gonna see that outside lane fall back just a little, gain a little bit on exit. There it is. Travis Elliott told us about it in that in-car interview. Told us that outside lane on the corner exits just builds a ton of momentum. So Sean McCarrick now trying to make Thomas Gold get around that 26 and lead a few laps. A lot of laps left here, about 41 for these guys out here tonight. And I mean, there's a few guys up here up front right now, KR, that have not won a race yet. I believe the 97 has not won a race. The 07 of Scott Bellum, Will Weber, also one of those drivers up there up front that have not won a race yet this season. So all these guys looking to try to punch their ticket into the chase, as we've only got about 3 races left before that starts.
We're on board with the 16 of Forrest Sparks. He is tucked in behind the 07 of Scott Bellum, riding that yellow line on the inside here. You can see just how rough this track is through the corners. We are here at the Daytona 2007 track. This was before Daytona got repaved, and so iRacing providing a little bit of history here, preserving some of the history, some of the nuances that Daytona has offered throughout the years. And right now, our new leader is the 97, Thomas Gould, as he is going to cross the start-finish line on the top spot. And Thomas going to pick up his second lap lead of the race.
And that's what it's really all about, getting up there, getting up front, taking control of the lead, that outside lane, falling back significantly now, all the way back to the 4th car in line with the inside lane up there. So nothing happening right now for that outside lane. I wonder if some of these drivers are going to start just chilling out, maintaining a little bit early to be looking for the bottom for fuel strategy. So maybe some guys just choosing to hang out. Just as I say that, the 51 of Travis Elliott jumps back out of line on the outside, starts making a move all the way up to 4th position now, not able to slot in between Daniel Harrington and Scott Bellum. So he's going to be stuck outside with a little bit of help, not very much, only 4 other cars with him out there.
97 is your race leader, being pushed hard by the 26 of Hunter Reynolds. Daniel Harrington in the 82 sitting in third place. The 51 machine of Travis Elliott trying to make something happen in the outside lane. Hunter Reynolds going to slide up to the outside here. He's going to make a move for the lead. Hunter Reynolds trying to make it 2 in a row. He won last week, looking to pick up where he left off, and now he is out front as he has led his 16th lap of the race. So a strong showing by the 26 so far here tonight.
Yeah, Hunter, our stage 1 winner here tonight. The Checkered Flag 250 at Daytona 2007. So sweeping all the stages isn't going to work for him here tonight. Your stage 2 winner. Right there now on his quarter panel on the outside, Travis Elliott, Hunter Reynolds, your 2 stage winners, battling to the line, lap 65.
Reynolds leading that lap as we are working lap 65 of 100. We are into stage number 3, final stage of the night. We saw 2 cautions shape up in stage number 1. We had another caution in stage 2, and these drivers now looking like they are settling in for a little bit of a long green flag run. Everyone's starting to think about green flag pit stops. Fuel strategy going to come into play here as we have 2 drivers break away for pit road. That is the white trash racing drivers of Kenneth McCullough and David McCullough.
And from here, KR, they're going to have to pit one more time. They're not going to be able to make it all the way to the end of this race. Or what if that wonderful, wonderful green-white checkered comes out? They definitely, for sure, absolutely, no doubt, would not have enough fuel. Hey, Travis said it about 4 times in his interview. I figured I'd throw one more in there.
We're gonna have to cut your pay.
That's my story. I'm gonna stick to it, just like Hunter Reynolds is sticking to the bottom of the track, still leading this race, lap 67.
We have 23 cars on the lead lap right now. Mike Schultz, first car, 1 lap down in 24th spot. Cody Eldred in the 14 machine in 25th. He is also 1 lap down. Josh Milam finding himself 5 laps down in 26th place. All 26 cars who started this race are still out on track. Nobody has loaded up to head home early here tonight. And that means that everyone is committed to making this race start to finish. We have a few more cars hitting pit road. That is the 84 Aspen Belvin. Gets in the grass a little bit as he overdrove pit entry there, trying to get all he could on that entry.
Right now, KR, looking through all the timing and scoring and all the information that these OP guys let us have access to, looks like there's going to be at least 2 more pit strategies out there by this front lead pack that we have front lead pack. That's the same thing, isn't it?
I'm not going to try and break down your English language because mine's not any better. We've got a few more cars hitting pit road this time. So everyone kind of hitting pit road a little sporadically here. And it really is, I'm not 100% sure on some of these fuel strategies, as a lot of drivers, for me, if I'm a driver, if I'm a crew chief, I'm going to try and run my tank out as long as possible. But these guys all hitting pit road, seems like every lap now, 1 or 2 cars hits pit road.
Yeah, and with 32 laps left right now, even if the leaders were to pit right now, as you see Travis Elliott, Thomas Gold hitting pit road, they're not going to have enough fuel to make it all the way to the end. So possibly looking at splash and go maybe a few laps into this next run or at the end of the next fuel run.
All right, so once again, another few drivers hit pit road this time. However, it will be the biggest group of drivers as we have 6 cars hit pit road this time. Hunter Reynolds in the 26 machine, though, he is out front. He has been there for 21 laps so far. He is trying to earn as many points as possible. Picked up stage win number 1. Now he is going to break away for pit road. And we're going to see a few more drivers stay out. The lead now handed to the 82 of Daniel Harrington.
Right now, KR, I'm looking way back in the field, all the way back there to the 2 of David McCullough, the 89 of Ken McCullough. They're joined, or split, I should say, by that 7 of Josh Milam. Still out there racing hard, still 5 laps down. Those 3 drivers on almost the same fuel strategy. Josh moving out of the way, letting Kenneth get up there to push David now. So these drivers could inherit the lead after all of these green flag pit stops.
All right, our leaders now on pit road. The last batch of drivers who have not made a pit stop, every single one of them. Biggest group yet. Multiple drivers hitting their pit stops here. Now that is going to, well, I'm trying to figure out who is going to be leading this thing. Maybe the 26 of Hunter Reynolds. He is working with the 07 of Scott Bellum. They are now trying to come around. Here comes Thomas Gould in the 97. He is going to take over the lead at the line as our first group of drivers all working their way, or our last group of drivers working their way off of pit road.
Yeah, and surprisingly, I will eat my words again. McCullough's not able to make up enough ground to take the lead, but they still have a full head of steam now back up inside the top 10. So those 2 or 3 drivers that are hooked up right now, slashing their way through some of these drivers that got a little bit separated under green flag pit stops.
So green flag pit stops completed. Everyone has been on and off pit road. Field all sorts of scattered right now. Everyone trying to find somewhere to run. But your race leader is the 97 machine. He battles with the 26 of Hunter Reynolds. Reynolds now having the lead down the backstretch. Will he make the move to the inside? Looks like he does make the move to the inside, but Travis Elliott in the 51 gonna make a move to stay to the outside lane as they work their way through 3 and 4 here. Elliott by a nose.
And I don't think Hunter Reynolds had any other choice but to go to the bottom or stay in the middle, because it looked like Travis Elliott poked his nose out just a little bit. Forced that 26 to make a lane change. That's how he took that outside lane over. Tried to get back into the lead. Crosses the line in first position. Falls back just a little bit through the center, and there's that run off corner exit once again. Now Travis Elliott being pushed by your best friend tonight, Christian Walker.
Yeah. Travis Elliott, Tristan Walker, they're the same person, right? I mean, they have 2 different names, but they got to be the same person.
Yeah, sure. Just tell me who's 4th in line on that outside row, and we'll call it a night.
No. Listen, I know when I'm beat, I just try and hold on to whatever spots I got. Speaking of whatever spots they got, Hunter Reynolds in the 26. He is holding on desperately to this lead. He is now finding a way to lead this race, but we're 3 wide. Josh Milam in the 7, who has not given up on the night. He is trying to get back to this lead lap. He is quickly running out of laps to do it, but now he is leading this field in the 7 machine. First car in the outside lane, Josh Milam in the 26th spot, 5 laps down. And I'll tell you what, man, Josh has got to be given some sort of accolades here, as he has not given up at all. He has continued to run up front with these leaders, but the luck has just not been in his favor here tonight. And he is still struggling with that 5 lap down status.
It started the night off pretty strong, caught up in some stuff early, went down multiple laps early, has fought back hard ever since. As you said, ran up here with the leaders, trying to get as many as he can, get them the easy way, get them back the hard way. Made a couple bold moves to get back to the front of the field to lead Hunter Reynolds, but now Travis Elliott surging on the outside with help from his teammate Tristan Walker. Josh Milam gonna try to keep it up there, pray for a caution somewhere behind him. Maybe pick up that double lap pickup there. Not sure any of these other drivers want to see that happen, but Josh definitely got some fingers crossed somewhere inside that race car.
And Josh not able to pick up the double lap situation, as Aspen Belvin in the 84 machine is the first car 1 lap down. Cody Eldred in the 14 also 1 lap down. Mike Schultz in the 116 1 lap down. Those 3 drivers battling for the first car to be 1 lap down. But that does not mean that Josh Milam can't get a lap back the hard way. That is where he has set himself up for the moment, as he is leading the field here. And now he is going to hit pit road, and that is giving it to Travis Elliott in the 51. The 26 of Hunter Reynolds, though, right there, and he is going to charge to the lead on the inside.
Little bit further back, gotta keep an eye on that 2 and 89. They're gonna have to hit pit road here the next, I don't know, 5 to 7 laps. Look for them to make a break for it. When they do, will any other drivers on the other pit strategy decide to come with them? Or will they stay out there on the racetrack? Travis Elliott falling way back in line now. No help with that outside lane.
Want to check in on our stage 1 winner. That is the 10 machine of Robert Dumendak. He finds himself right now in 17th place off of the lead pack draft. However, he is working with David Booth, James Mayer, Mark Mann, and Rick Sebrands. These guys all trying to find a way back to this lead pack. They've got to stay single file. They have got to run some good, solid laps, working together if they want to catch up to this lead pack.
Not quite sure what's going on with the lead pack. They keep grouping up, breaking apart, regrouping, breaking apart, going single file, now back 2 wide. 4 cars occupying that outside lane, trying to make it work. Once again, have a small 4 or 5 car pack, single file behind them. So I'm not sure what's going on up here. Everybody's jockeying around, moving around, changing lanes, going to the front, going to the back. Not quite sure what's happening. Side by side racing action. Back down into turn number 3. Travis Elliott with a big push from Cody Levitt. Will he take it to the bottom? No, he doesn't. Here comes Hunter Reynolds.
Hunter Reynolds trying to take over the top spot. We got 2 cars breaking for pit road. That is the 2 of David McCullough, the 89 of Kenneth McCullough Jr. They hit pit road. in what could be their final pit stop. Nobody can make it on fuel from here except for possibly the 2 and the 89 if we don't have any green-white checkers.
Very surprised. Nobody decided to give it a shot, give it a go down pit road with them. To, well, I don't know if I'd want to help those two fast cars out anyway. They've been able to push people up to the front pretty easily.
Travis Elliott in the 51-year race lead. Elliott picking up stage win number 2, looking to pick up his 3rd win of the season. Got some tough competition behind him. The 38 of Cody Levitt right now looking for his 1st win. Would love to be able to lock himself into the playoff contention. Just needs a win, a little bit of a points boost for the 38 to make it into the playoffs. And right now he is setting himself up very well to get that done.
I was going to say Forrest having a great run here, but I believe he finds himself. No, that's right. He is in 3rd position right now, so good run up front for Forrest Sparks. Haven't really spoken much of him over the past few weeks, but here he is, finds himself up inside the top 5, racing hard for the lead.
Forrest Sparks taking us on board and through 3 and 4 in this 16 machine. Doing a great job here tonight. Has had a quiet night as we have a few drivers peel away for pit stops. So green flag pit stops starting to be like last time. A few drivers here and there hitting pit road.
And if I'm not mistaken, correct me if I'm wrong, it looks like that was almost the entire JSI crew.
All the JSI drivers hitting pit road, working as a team here, doing a good job keeping themselves in contention here tonight.
You know, maybe those drivers didn't go with the McCulloughs for building in green-white checkered fuel. Where they pitted, it was going to be close to see if they even had enough fuel. More cars breaking off. Hunter Reynolds, one of them, onto pit road this time by Daniel Harrington and Forrest Sparks stay out with Les Levy. That is your top 3, but I don't know if they thought the McCulloughs would make it if we had any green-white checkers. Whereas the rest of the field now will have enough fuel.
Daniel Harrington in the 82, your race leader. You can find him on Twitch at Demon Tech 82. He is out front once again, trying to find a way to win this race. Will have to hit pit road here in the next few laps. When will this 82 machine come down pit road? And he is going to break away with everyone else here. And he makes his pit stop this time around. Now we try and find a driver. That is the 07 of Scott Bellum. He has come off pit road. Cody Levitt in the 38, though, up to full speed. So these green flag pit stops, as we are nearing the end of the race, really throwing the race into chaos once again. Mike Schultz in the 116 down on the bottom. Schultz finds himself now 2 laps down. He's going to hit pit road this time. The Levitt, not your race leader just yet, but he was a driver that was up to full speed. Forrest Sparks in the 16 machine comes off of pit road as the race leader. He is not up to his race pace just yet. But will he be swallowed up by someone who is at full song? Scott Bellum in the 07 looks like he is going to do it.
And my goodness, watching the McCulloughs on the backstretch, a little bit of contact between the 89 of Kenneth McCullough Jr. and the 11 of Jace Berry. Those two drivers from White Trash Racing running down that JSI crew. Cody Levitt still leading the 97. Scott Bellum is scored as your race leader.
Scott Bellum, new leader, leading his first laps of the race. Looking at 12 laps to go here tonight. Finds himself out front with a 3-car breakaway from the rest of the field. Now these 3 cars not going to have the same speed as this big pack that is behind them. They are going to try and hold on to it for as long as possible. That is the 07 of Scott Bellum, your race leader. Hunter Reynolds in the 26 machine, and then the 7 of Josh Milam, who has found himself in 25th spot, as Cody Eldred in the 14 has been on pit road for the last 8 minutes with some extensive damage possibly done for the night. But Scott Bellum now looking to try and pull off his first win of the season.
Yeah, this 3-car breakaway, including the 7 of Josh Milam, still multiple laps down. They have a good little distance, but that backpack full of drivers has made up over a half a second in 1 lap easily. So they're going to catch these drivers up front with probably, I would say, 6 or 7 laps to go.
I think it's going to be a little bit sooner than that, as it looks like. I thought maybe we were going to see a car sideways, but everyone gathers it in and keeps rolling. Down the backstretch they go. Scott Bellum in the 07, still your race leader. He is holding on now, but this pack of drivers behind them starting to form up, starting to look like one big pack once again. And Bellum now is going to start thinking about how he can keep all these hungry drivers behind him.
An amazing run. The 16 car sparks to the outside. Hunter Reynolds, Josh Milam jump outside in front of him. That's going to give Hunter Reynolds the push to get by the 7. Will he go to the bottom and give that outside lane to the lap down car of Josh Milam? Staying with him on the outside right now. 16 pulls even with 07 of Scott Bellum on the inside lane. So Hunter Reynolds has the choice of what he wants to do. Uses the lead that race from the outside line.
Reynolds, your race leader, has led a majority of the laps here tonight, and chalk up another one to the 26 machine. Reynolds trying to make it 2 in a row, putting himself in contention for this race win. Has got to play his cards right to pull it off. Scott Bellum in the 07, however, looking for his first win of the season as well. Would go a long, long way for that 07, as he is working with a teammate for the first time in the 97 of Thomas Gould. However, those two not hooked up just yet, but Scott Bellum been running solo so long that if the 97 can get there with him, we might see some fireworks happen.
And Scott doing a good job down there on the bottom. The 02 not quite pushing him just yet. Cody Levitt not up to the 02's bumper. 97 trying to get them all up there. Just not happening right now. Scott Bellum still holding strong though. A little bit of a push now as they work their way back down into turn number 3.
Side by side they go, looking at 7 laps to go. This time when they cross the line, everyone should have enough fuel to make it to the end of the scheduled distance. Some of these drivers might be a little concerned about green, white checkers but we'll worry about that when it happens. Until then, it is hammer down. Get what you can as we are in the closing laps of this Checkered Flag Motorsports 250 here tonight.
David Overstreet sponsoring tonight's race. Gonna get involved maybe with the finish of this race. He figures, I guess, if I can't win this thing, maybe I'll push the guy to the victory of my own race.
Overstreet in the 02 does find himself one lap down in 19th place. However, he is up there. He is a car to be reckoned with, someone that could decide this winner of the race.
How sweet would that be to push the winner to your own sponsored race? Wouldn't that be sweet?
That would be about the only thing you could ask for besides winning the race.
Yeah, I'll take winning.
The Bellum in the 07 on the inside. He has Overstreet in the 02 pushing him. On the outside lane, Hunter Reynolds in the 26. He has Josh Milam in the 7 pushing him. These drivers all have priorities, all know what is on the line right here. They are all trying to get it done. Now, our front two cars, the 07 and the 26, they do have the buffer of those lap down cars behind them. Those lap down cars are still in this race, still have something on the line, still have something to prove. So just because our 07 and 26 have these lap down cars pushing them, don't count out anything that is going to happen between the 16, the 38, the 50. Oh, Rick Seabrand's in the wall as he was going a lap down. Gathers it in, made a little bit of contact. Big moment there. Everyone held their breath, but we got through it as we were coming to 4 laps to go this time.
4 laps to go, the 4 into the wall. Scary moment for a lot of your leaders. He was able to keep it kind of pinned up next to the wall. Everybody gets around. We're coming off of 2, back down the back stretch. Scott Bellum still holding strong on the inside lane. Hunter Reynolds with a huge run on the outside. 7 almost clears the 07 of Scott Bellum. Now he's driving back to the lead on the inside. He's gonna pull past completely 26. Now the 26 coming back. We're gonna cross the line. 3 laps left here tonight in the Checkered Flag 250.
And if I'm the 7, or if, let me start over. If I'm the 07 and if I'm the 26, I would try and keep these lap down cars behind me. That way I am settling a race between 2 drivers instead of a pack of about 10 drivers, maybe 11 there in this lead pack. You know, use those lap down cars as a pick. Try and keep them behind you. But, you know, as a driver myself, I tend not to be too smart. When that red mist settles in, I'm going to make whatever moves I feel need to be made to win this race.
Yeah, and I would agree with you 100%. If I'm either of those leaders, those lap down cars, they're my best friends right now. 2 laps to go. Only got to get around this thing. Back through 1 and 2 one more time. I'm going to keep them on my bumper. I don't want the 16 or the 97 or the 38 or the 15 with any chance at a run. Robert Duvendak out of nowhere back up towards the front. Scott Bellum with a good charge now. Hunter Reynolds on the outside gets the lead back, going down another lap car. That is the 77 going another lap down. Scott Bellum, final lap. Will he get it done on the inside?
White flag waving. Next flag will end this race, whether it be a caution or a checkered flag. Scott Bellum in the 07, looking for his first win of the season. Hunter Reynolds in the 26, looking to go back-to-back here in the OP Racing Super Speedway Series. down through 3 and 4. Final time. Drivers all laying it out there. Here they come. 4 sparks, a little sideways, little more contact. Everyone scatters, but we stay green. We stay straight. Here comes Scott Bellum in the 07, and he is going to pick up his first win in the OP Racing Super Speedway Series, as Hunter Reynolds just could not get to him at the line.
Wow. When Forrest Sparks got loose and created separation on that outside lane, that's when that inside lane started to surge forward. Scott Bellum able to just nose out the outside lane that Hunter Reynolds was leading. Man, another great finish here for the OP Racing Super Speedway Series.
Scott Bellum picking up his first win of the season. The 07 getting it done out here tonight. Hunter Reynolds pulling up just 0.025 seconds short. Man, oh man, what a great finish that was here tonight. Third place going to the 38 of Cody Levitt. And guys, we're gonna step away for a minute and set up our post-race show. No one go anywhere. We'll be right back. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, as Scott Bellum has picked up his first win of the season in the 07 machine. He has done it while he ran out of fuel on the cool down lap. Congratulations, Scott. Job done here tonight.
Hey man, thank you, KR. I really appreciate it.
Tell us a little bit about your race and what it took for that 07 to come out on top.
In the beginning, I got caught up in 2 incidents. Kind of had to nurse the car a little bit through the first 2 stages. Used my fast repair and then slowly just worked my way up to the front and tried staying up there. And my pit stops were dead on tonight. Basically went from like 18th and all the way to the lead there in 2 green flag stops.
Well, man, your pit crew did not let you down. Those pit stops, as you said, on point all night long. Fuel strategy playing into it as well. Knowing that you were so close on fuel, how much were you sweating those green-white checkered attempts?
I was sweating it pretty bad because I knew I was going to be just about on fumes, especially if I was out front, you know, being the one pushing the air. Nobody in front of me to draft off of and save fuel. So I knew if we went green, white, checkered, I was going to be in trouble.
All right, man. Well, congratulations on your first win of the season. And we know no one can get here by themselves. It takes a team effort. Any shout outs or thank yous you'd like to give?
By far, my teammates at Imperial Motorsports, Tom Gould, Nate DeFayette, Tim Tobridge, and KT McMahon. They helped me out tremendously through my racing. Also, I got to thank iWraps for the fast-looking paint job that they put me out here with, and you guys for putting on the show, and OP for running the league for us.
Scott Bellum picking up the win here tonight. Congratulations, Scott. Job well done. And now it's time to go to our second place finisher. That is the 26 of Hunter Reynolds getting it done out here tonight. And I believe Dave is caught up with him.
Sure have, KR. Hunter, man, great job out there, close to securing your second win of the season. Just wasn't meant to be. How was the race from your seat out there tonight?
Race was pretty crazy tonight. The tires were wearing like very quick, so on the restarts, of course, we had a couple moments where everybody was slipping and sliding, and then it would push out of the corner, which was different. But it was a good race. Those last 10 laps or so, 15, they were intense and crazy.
Out of the FSR stable, you find yourself the only one on the podium. You pitted with, it looked like, the majority of your teammates. Was anything going through your mind about a pushing partner, or did you just want to keep that 7 of Josh Milam right behind you to fight it out there with Scott at the end?
Oh, well, Josh actually has been, oh dang, okay, never mind. Josh has been a lap down the whole race. I think he was like 6 at some point. I mean, he might have ended like 5 laps down, so he pitted with me there at the end, and I just knew if I kept him behind me, we'd have a pretty good shot and good race.
All right, it for sure was a good race. Great finish for you. Second place, not quite first, as I said, but another great show for you and your crew. Before we let you go, you want to give any shout outs? Like to say anything to anybody out there watching?
Yeah, I'd like to thank my teammate Josh for pushing me there at the end. I really appreciate it. Green's Rod Shop for coming on this year. Derek Conley, the other teammate, this one's for you, man. Let's see, OP admins, y'all do a great job putting on the league, and Turn 3 Racing, you guys put on a great broadcast.
I sure do appreciate the kind words. I'm sure KR will appreciate them as well. We're going to throw it back up with him as he catches up with our third place finisher, 38 of Cody Levitt.
Cody, that 38 machine on podium again here this season. Man, tell us a little bit about what you went through here tonight. Always running up front, but coming up just a little bit short here tonight.
Well, it's just a lot of luck. You got to have people that want to work with you or are willing to work with you, and people that you trust. Come up a little short. I want to blame it on that last pit stop. I kind of slipped through my box, wasted 5 seconds, you know. So came third though. I'm not too mad about it, but I just want to win, man. You know.
Well, the 38 machine is climbing through the points here at a time where it's important to do so. What do you think your chances are of making the playoffs?
How many more races do we have? 2?
Before 2 more
playoffs?
after this.
Yeah, it's gonna be close. I mean, I'm 14th right now. I'm assuming I gained a cup there. Whether it take the top 12, I can't even remember. But I mean, if I win, I'm in. But maybe I'll make it on points. I'll give it like a 80% chance here.
All right, top 13 drivers making it into the playoffs. And, not having that win, like you said, you are cutting it close, but you've been on the podium now twice this season. Can you pick up a win here in the next 2 races?
I want to say yes, but we'll see. It's got to be at Talladega. That's the favorite track. We'll see what happens though.
All right, man. Any final shout outs or thank yous you'd like to give before we let you go?
I want to thank you guys for putting on this broadcast. I want to thank the admins. I want to thank Race Control, who's doing a great job today. That weird situation with the second stage. I want to thank Booth up in the booth because he's taught me everything I know on iRacing. So, and also go Knights, go.
All right, Cody. Congratulations on another podium finish. You're getting hot now as it comes to the end of the regular season, man. Hopefully you'll pick up that win here and lock yourself in.
Thank you so much, sir.
All right, guys. That was our top 3 finishers here tonight. And what a race it was for the Checkered Flag Motorsports 250. Dave, what'd you think of this race?
As always, awesome race. Fuel mileage almost came into play again. Great stage finishing. Even the 1-lap shootout there to end stage number 2. Had 2 big early cautions here. That hurt a lot of the drivers, but still great racing, great side-by-side action all night long. Never seen that 3-wide racing. I'm sure that will come back next week, but still a great show out there tonight. Yeah, I couldn't be more pleased unless I won the lottery.
Well, great race it was, and now it's time to go through our results. Scott Bellum in the 07 picking up his first win of the season. Hunter Reynolds coming home second. Third place going to Cody Levitt. Thomas Gould in the 97 finishing fourth. Rounding out your top 5 will be the 16 of Forrest Sparks. Doug Rice in the 35 machine finishing sixth. Seventh going to Chase Berry. Daniel Harrington in the 82 machine eighth. Ninth will be Travis Elliott in the 51. The 10 machine of Robert Duvendak finishing 10th. 11th going to Tristan Walker in the 12. 12th place going to 62 of Les Levy. Mark Mann in the 04 finishing 13th. 14th going to Ken McCullough. The 2 machine of David McCullough finishing 15th. 16th going to Will Weber in the 24. David Overstreet finishing in the 17th spot. Alex Green finishing 18th. 19th going to David Booth. And Rick Sebrands rounding out your top 20. John McCarrick finishing 21st. 22nd will be Aspen Belvin. Mike Schultz finishing 23rd. 24th going to Josh Milam with that no-quit attitude. James Mayer ending up 25th, and rounding out the field here tonight will be Cody Eldred in 26th spot. Special thank you to Mark Vega for being our race control here tonight. So guys, that is going to wrap it up for us here tonight. Thank you so much for joining us, and we hope to see you all next week. And as always, we're going to send you off with a video provided by Derek Conley, who is missing the action here tonight. We hope he has a speedy recovery from his surgery. So guys, thank you for joining us, and we hope to see you all next week.
Warning, the following stunts are performed by idiots or under the supervision of stupider idiots. If you attempt to reenact any of these idiotic stunts you will see, you will be left with idiotic scars. Enjoy.
Hi, I'm Alex Green. Welcome to OP Racing.